unfinished conversations we used to have still speak to me, and I write you letters every day that I'll never send and you'll never see. Oh, this wishful thinking gets me nowhere I can stay. Though my heart is broken, it keeps breaking every day. You took my dreams with you, took my hopes with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everyone says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet. I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can't live with this pain and these feelings of regret. I can't comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. Every place I wanna be, I wanna see you there. You took my life with you, took my days with you. Thank you.
Hey, Caitlin. Two of our viewers, Wolf Pen Paper, says congratulations on the upcoming child. And a couple of our viewers have already complimented you on your voice. Just want to let you know.
Aw, thank you. Y'all are so sweet. As I said, I'm super excited because I mean it's just awesome to think that there's something like brewing down in there. Yeah, it's like it's cooking and stealing my blood. It's cool and creepy. But I know for a lot of people it's one of those things where it really makes you grow up because you have to be prepared because it's something that's totally reliant on you, and it adds a whole new perspective to the world. So I'm going to do one more quick one, which I hope y'all like. This is one of my favorites. It's actually written about North Carolina, and yeah, woo! It's where a woman is pregnant by a minister, kind of the Scarlet Letter-ish, and he burns her and says, "Ain't my child," and she gets upset, and you know the whole town is just scorning her. So yeah, so I hope y'all like it. It's one of my favorites. The trees on the mountain are cold and bare. The summer just vanished and left them there like a false-hearted lover, just like my own, who made me love him, then left me alone. just vanished and left him there like a false lover, just like my own, who made me love him, then left me alone. Come back, oh summer, come back quickly. My heart wants warming, my baby a name. Come back home, if just for a day. Turn bleak December once more into May. Come back, come
All right. Let's give it again for Caitlin. Acapella in the notion is here, folks. That I've always enjoyed people that can work the acapella ideas. I think it's just a great way to get your own vocal styles and flow into, yeah, when it come around again, but I always emphasize you don't have to be real good at it. You just have to know what you do. And with the style that she works with in her pictures on that, it makes you think that back in the day, back in those hills and the flatlands, a good voice could carry miles, especially in the hills because you got acoustic shadows. So you have to watch out for that. Acoustic shadows are the kind of things that during the Civil War, sometimes troops would be marching into battle, and there'd be a battle as close as Carrabba's, and just due to the distance of the hills, you wouldn't even know it till you came over. You right on top of the people you're supposed to be fighting. Totally caught by surprise. Wow. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Got a great group of people working downstairs, folks. Don't forget to give them a little chip action. We're at the Coffee Scene, Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is Java Expressions Live. Loving the comments, folks. If you see something you like, please share it with us. We love it, and everything of that nature. Getting ready to bring in a new voice on the poetry scene for us here. But I've known the gentleman for a while. We've shared some great shots together at various locations. And I'm always proud to say he gets good drinks. So yes. But he's going to bless us tonight with something really special. And let's bring it in for Tiger.
How's everybody doing?
All right.
Okay.
My day began in a depressed state, inarticulate and uninspired. No fire in my stomach, no ice in my veins, nothing eloquent or artistic to say. The previous night was a rough one. An endless loop of psychotic thoughts assaulted my mind with violent images so rapidly they settled into one static impression. A still life of perfect carnage on the tabletop of a domesticated giant. Honey, what's for dinner? Look what the beanstalk dragged in. Lying awake in my motel room, I became so unsettled and charged with fear that I sat up in bed and I turned on the light, which murmurs like a cry for help from atop my nightstand like distant distress beacons. The contours of the sleeping figure in the bed next beside me registered with the yellow glow of the bulb's low wattage. I looked to my partner in crime as he stirred from his medicated stasis across the canyon between our twin beds. We are like isolated island chains in an ocean of mental illness. Joined at the seafloor, our archipelago rattles with pounding waves of relentless anxiety. His island is smothered in medicated banks of rolling fog, while in refusal of Dr. Feelgood's bad medicine, I struggle to keep my head just above the sea level's suffocating tidal activity. The curse and command of a full lunar face falls like a drunken sailor of unwarranted sexual advance into my seabed, and I howl like thunder upon the clouds, cracking lips as I realize why my face is missing from your map. I am a foundation of hard stone which weeps like a melting candle under the weight of holding heaven's burden. Don't touch the floor, it's lava. Don't touch the door, it's keeping back the abundant banquet of humanity's collective horror. The public buzzes like profane wasps and busy bees. Gaffs are bound like books of tragic secrets behind a library of lockjaw. The man sleeping in the bed next to mine is a co-worker. He is a semi-professional poker player who would have nothing if not for addiction. I would have nothing for this anxiety. Those are his words, not mine, but I realize how true they are. He held in his hand the tools of his profession. In the right, playing cards, and in the left, a prescription for pills and poker chips. He told me how earlier that day he had taken so many pills he thought he was going to die in the back of a taxi cab on the way back to our distant outpost. Just another day in paradise. I get out of bed and change my clothes 3 times before I drive to the emergency room parking lot and call 1-800-SUICIDE. I speak to Heather, who sounds cute and submissive, and I dominate the conversation. I love manipulating mental health professionals, but she is no doctor and just collateral damage. Seduction is a lot like a drug, and I don't feel psychotic anymore, just a little high. Thank you, Heather, from 1-800-SUICIDE, and you should call my hotline sometime. Thank you very much. Touched upon the idea that no man is an island, which I often feel like, so neither here nor there. I was kind of torn whether I should read something kind of like tried and true and old, something I'm familiar with, or something new that I wrote like the last one. So I'm just going to like play it safe and go with something old. Within the hollow of a seed soundly sleeps the fetal form of a weeping tree. And if I had a choice, I would invest myself within that seed so that all those who sin could hang from me. I seek forgiveness for trespasses that are not mine to bear, but even then the dead need a place to hang their head, and if I could, I would shoulder whatever guilt that they may share. Within the hollow of a seed so soundly sleeps the fetal form of a diseased tree. And if I had a choice, I would invest myself inside that seed so all that sickness would reside in me. And if hope were currency, I'd cast my compensation to the breeze to carry me far from the fertile soils that nurture those I hold in high esteem. Within the hollow of a seed soundly sleeps the fetal form of a great redwood. And if I could, I would fall in place of that mighty tree, speaking silently of man's lesser qualities, to say nothing of forgiveness. For the language of the universe is spoken in our deeds rather than any mortal manner of speech. Within the hollow of a seed soundly sleeps the fetal form of an apple tree. I would, if I could, reside in the spirit beneath the earth and give birth to the forbidden fruit of man's discontent plucked from budding leaves of a forest of kingdoms consumed and cast aside. The creatures of earth have tasted man's miserable industry and the apples of my eye. Within the hollow of a seed soundly sleeps the fetal form of a fig tree. And nothing but heaven's wrathful authority could keep me from taking root, so that when you reach out, I alone stand in place of your unbridled shame. And I'll shift the blame, for there were no apples in Eden. European peasants hunger but have no appetite nor knowledge of figs. Apart from every tree is the tragedy of a burning forest ablaze with an orchestra of raging fire, where there is no choice but to grow and stand firmly in the face of a rising tides of man's selfish desire. Within the seed there is a hollow, and every intention is home to the sacred forms which follow. And apart from every tree is the tragedy of a burning forest ablaze with an orchestra of raging fire, where there is no choice but to grow and stand firmly or flee from a rising tide of man's selfish desire. Within every seed there is a hollow, and every intention is home for the sacred forms which follow. Apart from every intention is the vastness of a raging sea, and it's instigated by the song of a singing siren, where there is no choice but to hold